taught my kids how to change a tire tonight.
Nice.
cool.
What happened? Who got a flat?
I had a flat this morning, went out to go to work, had a flat. Nobody's working at home, so I just left it there and went to work. Took my wife's car, went to work, and then I was sitting there and I was like,
Teaching moment.
yeah. So I texted them both and I said, 6:30, we're learning how to change a tire.
Did you have him put the overalls on? The old Roney overalls?
Got the haystack out for that one strand.
It was great? My daughter was on her phone taking notes.
Nice.
Wow.
Or she was ignoring you and being like, oh my God, my dad. Wait, here's a picture. Yeah, Dad, keep going.
I confirmed she was taking notes. She was telling me, she goes, I'm not texting, I'm taking notes.
I follow her on Twitter. She was not taking notes.
She live tweeted the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you did it wrong, Steve. You got to crack the nuts before you jack it up. Come on.
I would never make that mistake.
I know you would.
I was so proud of my daughter, my 11-year-old. She was went bike riding with friends and said her chain popped off, and she was got her chain back on, and her friends were like, "Well, how do you know how to fix bikes?" She came back all greasy, and I was just like,
Great.
Yeah.
she was so proud of herself. It was so awesome. Changing a tire. That's huge. That's awesome.
It's a great accomplishment. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sitting there at work thinking, well, what if they break down? They drive far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to know it. You guys, there's like certain key. It's really not that complicated, but there's certain key things. Don't be on a hill.
Yeah.
Stop them before you jack it up.
Yeah.
Don't stop on the highway to
No.
change the tire.
No.
How old are they? I'm surprised, man. I think I must have changed all four of my tires by the time I was 18.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was sitting there at work thinking, she's 23, he's 21. I'm like, I don't think they've done this, or they don't know.
Driver's
failed.
Ed should have taught him that.
Driver's ed taught you how to do that?
I didn't take driver's ed.
Neither did I. So
Jessie grew up in the Poconos. She learned how to hate people,
Change a wagon wheel.
and change a tire before she was in grade school.
Yeah.
Right?
I said change a wagon wheel.
Yeah, we heard it.
yeah.
You did?
Yep. That's why nobody responded.
Is my mic on? This is Steve with the Punch Up Podcast. With me on this episode are Jessie Preisendorfer,
Hey, Steve.
Kevin Regan,
Hey, Steve.
Ian O'Shea,
Hey, Steve.
and our storyteller is Todd Rodenhiser. Todd?
Hey, Steve. This is the story of the day when Chewbacca flicked me off.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, Todd, you don't have to speak again until you get to the end of the story. Ian, let's just go. Let's keep going. Round robin. What year is this?
So this is the year 2000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Year 2000.
I was an intern at Walt Disney World. I did their summer. Well, it was supposed to be a 6-month-long internship at Walt Disney World.
Okay.
I had gone to, right away, I think the day after I graduated high school, I went to college to do a summer program, and then I stayed the whole year. And
Did you go to the college that you were accepted to?
no, it was supposed to be I was learning disabled, and I had ADD, so it was a specialty school in Vermont that was just for that. It was really tiny. A lot of kids went there after they tried their first year,
Sure.
and then they would go here. And
So
I went there right away.
It was like a college preparatory summer.
Yeah.
Get you ready. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, because I was going to go to Fordham University, but I decided to defer and do this before I went there because I didn't think I was going to be successful just going right away.
Good for you. Jeez.
But the school was tiny. It was maybe 300 people.
Ooh.
So that was my first college experience. And at the end of it, I decided that I still didn't want to go there, and I didn't want to go to Fordham. And it was the summer, and I didn't want to go home. to be with my parents. And I saw this flyer about being a intern at Disney World. So I was like, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I found out that you could do it for 6 months. And I was like, golden, I'll do that instead. So you go, I went, it was like another college way up in Vermont.
Were you into Disney more than just the average? I mean, were you like, or was it just something for 6 months that could be palatable?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like Disney, but I wasn't like one of those Disney nuts, I guess.
Well, I mean, were you going to do like the musical end of things, like to be one of the
that's what I
characters?
thought. I was like, oh, maybe I could like be a character or something
Right.
like that. And
Yeah,
then
because you were in the theater.
Yes. And then I got to the interview and I realized that there was that option, but you had to like, there was like entertainment and like attractions and entertainment. There was merchandising, there was food, and
They were the tracks.
there was 3 things that you had to like rate which ones you wanted to do. So you pick your favorite 1 through 4 or whatever.
Where was the interview at, Todd? Was that was in Vermont as well?
It was at UVM, I believe.
Okay.
So I went and I picked whatever. I picked the order that I wanted, and then I got a call saying that you got in.
You picked the right order.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a safe.
Yeah.
So there was a summer program. It was just 3 months, and then there was the 6 month. And since I was doing the 6 month, I got 2 of the different jobs. So 1 week would be one job, and the next week would be the other. Other people just had one the whole entire time. So I got entertainment and attractions and outdoor food.
And this is a free. I mean, you're working for free. I mean, Disney.
Well, we sort of like we got paid, and then they would take our pay. They would take our housing out of it.
Okay.
And you were like left with some money, but it wasn't much. They didn't like. I think they paid you a little more than minimum wage. It
Right. Indentured servitude. I think it's. Yeah.
They would give you food.
So I did outdoor food and attractions. So they house you. So I lived in this place called Vista Way, and it was huge. There was like thousands of people.
That's going to be a world unto itself. Just the factory of churning out workers, and
And it's even more than that too, because I ended up in an international room, and so there was 6 people in a room. Wow. And so I had 2 people from South Africa. One guy was from Kenya. One guy wasn't from Russia, but spoke it fluently. And we had like 2 bathrooms. And so there was these condos all over. And there was 3 other facilities just like that. There was like an international one that was just all international. And people, when like new people came in, they got all together in a big crowd, and they would wake them up in the middle of the night. And
Todd, did you have RAs basically or anything like that?
No,
Oh my
not at
God.
all.
All I'm thinking of is the Olympic Village
Yes,
and the
that's
amount
what
of
I was
sex
thinking.
that goes on.
It was nuts. And I had never been to like a party school, so I didn't like.
Yeah.
This was all new to me.
And you're what, 19 at this?
And I was 19. Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Did you like this, or were you overwhelmed by this?
I
Was it Sodom and Gomorrah?
was
Disney.
excited, but I was still like really shy, so it took me a while to like open up to people.
Yeah.
But it was nuts. And the thing that was really crazy was for the international students, they had to sign year contracts.
Okay.
And for them, they ended up working in the country that they were from. So
Oh yeah.
they were
Fun.
miserable. They hated it.
Terrible.
Yeah. For the most part. I guess there was other ones, but for the most part, they had to work in the country that they were from.
Walt Disney and his segregation, man. It runs deep.
Works.
And it was a college program, so they got funding from, I believe, the government.
Yeah.
And it was sponsored by Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola paid the other half. So like they get
Wow.
all free
So
labor.
much fucking money, and how you keep your money is by getting kids to work for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pay them in Mickey bucks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh God.
So
Every night you're eating a soft pretzel for dinner.
yeah.
The shape of Mickey's head.
Or a leftover churro.
Yeah, and they had like this elaborate bus system, so they're constantly taking people. Like I tried to make friends with someone who had a car, so I didn't have to do that. But they constantly had like chartered buses to and from because we weren't that far from the park. So I worked at the Indiana Jones show.
Oh, so awesome!
Doug Live. Well, it wasn't awesome because I was like the audience person.
Oh, okay.
And also, like, these things sound awesome. They'd be awesome.
I know.
For a day.
I know.
Yeah.
You know.
So Indiana Jones show, Doug Live, and Star Tour, the Star Tour ride. That was my attraction part. And then I did outdoor food, which was like where you push a cart into some designated area, like a coffin full of Coca-Cola or a pretzel, and you're there for the whole 8 hours in the sun with tons of cash. Luckily, I worked my way through where I was like the runner, like a bar back. So I was just bringing people restocking, which was so much better than the other part.
Todd, I've read about stuff like this. Do they have like the kind of like hideaways that you guys could go?
Yeah.
Deep breath.
Well, yeah, and go under. You kind of go underground, right?
Yeah, but that's the Magic Kingdom. They had the underground, but there are like different areas where you can go backstage, is what they call it.
Yeah.
There must be. I mean, they can't just have you like
in the sun
lounging on. Like, if you have a break, you have to be, I imagine, scurried away. No one can see you taking a break, right? So there's just, you're never a part of like the actual real world. You're just constantly. That's why they keep you moving. They never want you like
out of character
long enough to just be like, this is so fucked up. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. And like what they made you do, like for Indiana Jones, so you had to pack this huge place, and like you really had to get a lot of people in.
So you're barking. You're like, get in here. Come on in.
Like, come on, you got to come all the way down. And people are like, no, I have a seat. I want to do that. So then I was like, fine. Well, then I'm going to put a family of 4 where there's 2 people. So like I had to squeeze like 4 people in, and people would get all in your face, and you couldn't do anything about it. Like you couldn't get angry at the guests.
Happiest place on earth.
Right?
Yeah.
God, no.
So like some guy would like get this way and spit bubbles were like getting in my face, and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. But Star Tours was like was fun to work at of all of it.
What was that ride? Star Tours?
That's like
It was like a flight simulator.
Wait, what?
This one?
So like it would move basically side to side and up and down, but you
just a car. Yeah.
like a simulation.
Yes. My wife freaked out on that ride once.
Yeah, a lot of people do. So you had like 3 stations, I guess. You would have like this is when Fast Pass tickets were first started. So they had Fast Pass machines. So that was one station. They would always break down. And then you would have like inside, like different areas where you just tell people where to go, and then you would have the person in front. There was maybe 5 of them, I think, 5 different simulators.
Yeah.
And you were like the flight attendant for it.
I have a Fast Pass. I'm allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I have a Fast Pass. I want to go on the Fast Pass line.
Yes. Yes, sir. Just a moment, please.
But I have a Fast Pass.
I see it. I'm very excited.
I want to eat the pretzel that you're eating right now. I have a Fast Pass.
So you do like your little spiel, and you would file them all the way in. Like I can still do the spiel.
I was going to ask you if you could. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Flight 45 nonstop Star Speeder service to Indoor. Just in a few moments, the cars and doors in front of you will open. When they do, please file into the car, going all the way across, filling each and every available seat.
Oh my God.
Galactic regulations require you to wear a seatbelt the entire time. Please fasten the seatbelt from the right and put it over to the left. As a reminder, the seat is a flotation device if anything happens aboard this ship. Please, no flash photography or smoking is allowed. Thank you, and enjoy your trip.
Oh,
And
man.
then the doors would-
Galactic requirements. Yay.
So there was like that, and then so you would rotate. I don't know. Every time that there was a break, you would go on a break, and then you'd come back and you would do a different position, and you would just rotate all day long. And so one of them would be, these things were old. I think was in the 80s, early 90s when they first made them. So they used to break down all the time. And one of the positions was a control center where you would watch all the screens because they had cameras in all of them.
Yeah.
And then if one like breaks down or the doors don't open, you would call down to maintenance. It was kind of like a control, like in a TV show that you see.
So hold on, the ride itself would break down, like people get stuck on it.
Yeah, like the doors wouldn't open and it would be like halfway there. Or like your buddy would be like, yo, dude, check out the girl in the last row, the blonde. She has really big boobs. Because like you would watch the video screen and you just see people like going like this. The whole time. Like, yeah, check out that girl. Because we were all on like on.
Pause it now.
And so there was that, and then the other position was someone there for when they open up on the other side and send them out on their way and answer questions or like deal with kids crying. But that was also the part where Chewbacca would come out.
Oh, I forgot about this. That's right, of course.
Chewbacca would come out and go sign autographs out front, and so he wouldn't go through the main ride, he would go out through the back, and so he would come up through the exit and go out that way. Now, I wanted to be Chewbacca, but I couldn't because I was too short.
Wow.
Wow.
So Chewbacca had to be like 6'5" to 6'7". Like
What,
the
Todd, what are you? You're 6'3", aren't you? Like 6'4".
I'm 6'4".
6'4".
So I was still like, when you audition, because I did audition to be a character, the first thing they do is they have you stand next to this height chart, and in it are different characters.
Okay.
And if you were that height, then you could move on to the next thing. And I remember looking at Chewbacca, so I really wanted to be Chewbacca, but no, like I couldn't.
What was 6'5"?
It was like at least 6'5". I think it's 6'5" to 6'7", or 6'6" to 6'7". Like it was.
Wow, they couldn't. I mean, they couldn't just have boots.
Or a little extra hair?
They stumped. I mean, like, yeah.
The costumes are already made, so like you have to
Right.
pick the costume. So Chewbacca wasn't around that much because
There was in demand.
There weren't as many people to play Chewbacca as
Yeah.
several other characters, right?
Yeah, and so they're always once you are in front of customers or people in the park, you always have to be on.
Right.
But
Is it referred to as customers or clients, or is it like friends?
it's what is it? Cast.
It's,
We're cast members, so they're.
Audience?
Suckers?
I think they're guests.
What did you think they were, Steve?
Yeah.
Suckers, yeah.
Oh, fuckers. I thought you said fuckers.
Yeah. I
Is that funnier?
I'll edit that in then, Steve. I got you. Yep.
Use fuckers.
But the people that were the characters were hilarious. Like the moment you would step back, I mean, you'd see like Snow White smoking a butt, and like
sure.
Mickey and Minnie would like hump, and like in front of the cafeteria where you're eating a burger on your break.
Yeah.
So they played around a lot, and so did Chewbacca. Like he would always, one guy, I realized there was two different guys because one guy would always like fuck with me, and like stand up really close behind me, and I would end up bumping into him and turning around, and he was like, and then the other guy would just be like, didn't respond to me at all.
Did they do the growl? And if so, how was that done?
I don't
It
think
had
he
to be-
did.
It had to be tape recorded. They couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't take the chance that somebody would fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how would you hear it unless it was yeah.
It had to be something that they could press and just go. You know, there's no way they would fuck with.
Definitely want him to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember him doing that, but maybe he did once he was signing autographs. I don't know.
Like if one of them just was like, go.
Like a bee got in his costume.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
Growl. There's no way he'd be shot. Like there'd be a sniper on a roof that would just take that Chewbacca out.
Yeah, that's MGM shit. That ain't Disney.
Yeah.
That don't fly here.
So like we ended up kind of getting a rapport. This one Chewbacca and myself. Like we would like push each other and stuff like that.
You didn't know which one it was.
I didn't know which one it was. So sometimes I would do something and
Playful little pat, and you'd get.
yeah, or he'd be like, or it was just very awkward, and I knew right away that it wasn't the guy that I liked. But yet again, I never saw him out of his costume. So even if we were passing each other after shifts, I wouldn't know what he looked like, other than the fact that he's probably 6'7" and huge.
He would know you.
But what?
He
Would know you.
Yes.
But yeah,
But that never happened.
what a weird power trip.
So this one day, we were joking around, and I did the whole like, high, low, and I went like this, and I moved my hand, and it was you're too slow, and he got mad. And you'd be walking, and then so you'd walk down this hallway, and then to the right, and right before he took a right, he turned around, flicked me off, and then just walked away.
Oh man.
Like as though this was the first time he'd ever experienced this.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Where'd your hand go?
Move your hand.
Not cool. You do it twice, but not a third time.
I did high, I did medium, and I was too slow for low? No way!
And that just killed me.
That's insane.
So that was the day that Chewbacca flicked me off.
He was legit mad at you.
He was legit mad.
Was he wearing like a glove, a hairy glove?
Yeah, I mean, he wore he had to sign autographs.
Oh, right. Yeah, so you had to put
have
some finger.
sort of.
Yeah.
So it was like a long hair. Like maybe I couldn't tell that it was a finger, but you could tell that it was a finger.
Oh, you could tell.
From his body language.
No, you don't even.
Yeah.
Holding up a wig.
So Chewie shot first, huh?